Hello, and welcome to Multicultural Community Hour. My name is Gabriella. Today we are here talking about our immigration stories on moving from Brazil to Canada. Today I am here with my friends,
Patrick.
And Katarina.
Thank you so much for being here.
No
Thank
problem.
you for inviting us.
Thank you, yes.
I'd like to ask you, how old were you when you moved to Canada?
I was 10 and I moved here about August.
Yeah, I was 7 years old. I moved here in March of 2016. It's been quite a while, but it's been fun, so.
I was 6 years old when I moved from Brazil to Canada. And my brother was around 4. I don't exactly remember what year it was that I moved. But yeah, I remember being 6. My parents were just divorced, so my mom was trying something new, and we decided to see how it would go. What were some struggles when you moved to Canada?
I feel like at first it was making friends, especially because since English wasn't my first language, it was just a bit more complicated because it was just harder, you know, because I didn't know anybody. I didn't have any connections.
Yeah, no, obviously you would face a lot of struggles moving to another country because it's definitely a different experience, different culture, different everything, different language. So coming here, all I knew was yes and no, and that doesn't really help you much making friends. I had a few cousins here, but then the teachers wouldn't even let me hang out with them because I had to make other friends aside from them. So yeah, no, definitely making friends and finding family friends here aside from them was also kind of difficult, but after a while you kind of got used to it, so.
In my opinion, for when I moved, I think that it was a struggle for me to make friends too because I didn't really want to talk to anyone. Honestly, people, whenever I tell my story, they go oh my goodness, I feel so bad for you. And then I go I didn't want to talk to anyone. I remember being there and just wanting to go home or just eat. I don't know. I just don't remember exactly much of it.
Do you kind of know exactly why you didn't want to talk to anybody?
Okay, I remember why, and this might seem weird, but when we went to the cafeteria, okay? So in Brazil, we usually use utensils and we're very proper, but everyone was chewing with their mouths open, I guess, and I was just kind of
eating pizza with their hands.
And then after I was so grossed out, I just wanted to sit by myself. That I was kind of glad.
Yeah.
Also, there's the whole thing that in Brazil, we for lunch, we eat beans, rice,
Like a
meat,
meal,
salad,
yeah.
like a meal.
Yeah.
But here they kind of eat a PB and
peanut butter
This is
jelly
great.
sandwiches, the main
yeah, and
lunch.
it's sorry.
And also at my school there was this thing called the buddy bench, and
Yeah, we had those too.
yeah, and so
Oh no.
I didn't want to do I didn't know what it meant, right? I was just I would like to go outside and I would like to read, because it was something that I like to do. I didn't want to hang out with everyone because it kind of scared me. But one time I decided to sit on the buddy bench, and I remember, so I was in 2nd grade. I kind of skipped 1st grade when I moved here because in Brazil they start school in
literally me
February.
too.
I
Same
skipped
thing.
1st grade, so I didn't know how to do
I
math.
had to go back because I came here when I was 10 and I came here in August, right? And since in Brazil school starts in February, January, I already started grade 5,
yeah.
but then when I got here, they just kind of booted me back. So I had to kind of do half of grade 5
Exactly.
again.
That's
what
the
happened to
same
me
thing.
was I started grade 1 in February, and then after what happened was I came here in August too, but I started grade 2, so I just skipped it.
Oh, you just kind of
Yeah.
skipped half.
Yeah,
No,
I had to skip it.
I came here in March, as I said before, right? But that same thing. I started grade 1 the month before. I came here in March, and I had to skip the rest of grade 1, and I just did the rest of grade 2 here.
Oh.
I kind of skipped half of grade 1 and half of grade 2. It was really a struggle with math, especially you were
Yeah.
saying too, because that's something that
'Cause,
they have more advanced than other classes. Because you don't really do history and stuff like that in grade 2 and grade 1, right?
Yeah,
so
no.
My
it's mostly
teacher,
math.
my teacher just played a video and asked us to get it. But anyway, as I was saying about the buddy bench, I sat there once to see what it'd be like, and then these 2 6th graders came up to me and they looked like giants, and they were oh, do you want to play? And then I was no, thank you. I just walked away, and I was never
English.
sitting there again. It was very interesting. And I did have my stepsister, but eventually and she didn't want to play with me outside. So she was the only person that I knew. My brother was still going to daycare, I guess, and then what happened was she didn't want to hang out with me, and her friends started making a game out of me. So I come outside and they say, Gabby's coming, and they start running. And then I'd be confused. So I'd be like, oh, what are they doing? And then I start chasing after them, like, guys, wait for me.
Yeah.
And then we would all be like, running away. And then later on I figured it out and I was like, no, I'm fine. Yeah, now I'm just.
My brother didn't really hang out with me as much, not because he full on was like, no, I don't want to hang out with you, but because I came here for grade 5 and I had to go back, but he got to like go forward. So he went to grade 7. So that means that he was in another school.
Oh, yeah.
So it was just kind of like we just couldn't hang out at all.
Yeah, like in the beginning, I had my sister, right? And she's older than me too. She was 9 when we moved here, so she was in the end of grade 4 already, right? So she was moving schools in the very first year. So it was a very short period of time for me to make friends to actually hang out with, aside from my sister, during lunch. And like in Canada, most people play like hockey and mini sticks during lunch. And I didn't even know what hockey was, because it's kind of non-existent in Brazil. It's more like a soccer culture there.
Yeah.
So it was
Think
just
of hockey
different.
as in like soccer, but stick.
Yeah, when I moved here, like I didn't do much because it was like the summer. So I was like, oh man, I like life here. I don't have to go to school and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
School now?
no. And then after I went to like this daycare, and I remember there was this like one kid that was always wanting to sit with me. I didn't understand him. I was just like sitting there like eating my lunch, and I just scoot over. And then after he scooted over, and I just like, yeah, okay. Later on, I went to school, and we did like this circle time, and I was like, oh, we're sitting on the floor now. That's interesting. And I didn't really understand much of it, but she was like, okay, so there was this new girl, there was me, Heidi and me. And then after, the teacher was like, okay, so who wants to show Heidi around the school? People put their hands up. And then after they said, who wants to show Gabby around the school? And then no one put their hands up. The teacher had to like force someone to walk me around the school.
That is so rude.
No, and the thing is, people always like say, oh, I feel so bad for you. And I was like, no, I was lucky. I did not want to talk to anyone.
Yeah.
Like, I did not want to see them. I did not want to like talk to them. Like, I was just like this person. I was like,
You were like an introvert.
I'm
So
glad no
instead
one
of
talked to me.
I'm glad no one talked
Yeah.
to me. If someone wanted to talk to me, I would just walk away. Like,
Like, no speak English.
no speaking
no
English.
English.
No. But like, what are some traditions that we do here, like in Canada, that we don't do in Brazil, or like the other way around? We do it in Brazil that we don't do here.
I feel like there is like a lot of holidays here that we don't have in Brazil, but there's also like some holidays in Brazil that we don't do here, and I was just completely shocked because I thought that was kind of like something that, of course, like there's carnival, but like I knew that didn't happen in other countries because it was like like one of the things that Brazil was known for. But like São João, I didn't know that this didn't happen here. Children's Day that we have in Brazil, I also didn't know that didn't happen in Brazil.
I was so sad because I usually, like, my parents would get me, like, a gift or something for Children's Day.
Yeah.
And I figured out there was nothing. I was like, what kind of country is this?
My parents, they say that every day is Children's Day because
Exactly.
we have a house, we have food, we have what? I'm like, great. So that's a funny joke. Is it April Fool's? Cause like
April Fools?
Yeah. Like
Also, April Fools, like, at least for me, was, like, slightly less than it was for me in Brazil. Like, it was,
yeah, like I don't think I celebrated April Fool's Day like in Brazil.
No, me neither.
I didn't really celebrate it, but my friends would always play pranks on me out of nowhere. I will always remember this one day where my best friend, she was my best friend, she got, like, this bag of chips, but she opened it, ate all of the chips inside, and somehow, like, put paper in there, and somehow, like, closed the bag up.
Oh, I know how you probably do it. Probably like
With tape. It was with tape
on
I'm
the
pretty sure.
inside, yeah.
Yeah, with tape on the inside. And then she gave it to me. And obviously I was like, oh, I didn't remember it was April Fool's. I opened the bag. And then randomly she like got like the back of the bag and just like poured all the paper on me, and I was just there like, oh.
Thanks.
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 My sister, like, she taught me what April Fool's was. Like, I mean, because, like, my parents one time, they went up to us and they were like, guys, we're having another child. And we were like, no way.
No. I thought you were just going to say like, no, like, no.
No way.
Not
And then
another
everyone was
one.
so excited. And then my brother, or like, I don't remember exactly who said it, was like, you did that yesterday? And then we were like,
Oh, no way.
No.
yeah, that was very interesting. And then what happened was me and my sister was like, oh, we could go to school and tell that like our parents split up. And then after we did that and we went to school, like everyone was like so confused, like really I feel so bad for you. I'm like, just joking, like April Fool's, like
Pranksters.
that yeah, so funny.
Like,
One thing that I think they have here a lot more, and it's both because of safety, is Halloween, right?
Yeah,
Because in Brazil, that's like not a thing to
my
go out
God,
like trick
I
or treating.
completely forgot about that.
Like, yeah, I don't know if that would ever work in Brazil.
Yeah, my
Like, you're
grandma-
going out on the street and stuff, you get like kidnapped in like 2 minutes.
You get
probably.
kidnapped like immediately.
My grandma,
Yeah.
she's like, no, we do not do Halloween. It's like the devil's game or something. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah.
She's very Christian, you know, like so she does not like Halloween. But I'll still go trick or treating here, and it's like awesome. My brother will come back with like 3 bags of candy. Like in Brazil, we dressed up, like obviously, like my mom would always dress up as Mary Poppins. That was like the only costume she had. And then me and my brother would be dressed up as Jessie and Woody. It was kind of like that. Some of like the other things that we do have here that we don't have in Brazil is for example, like here, we have Queen Victoria Day, and like we also have like
Louis Riel and-
Louis Riel.
Yeah.
We also have lots of like holidays, so
No,
we don't
and
have
like
to go to school.
Canadian
certain
history,
people.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm sorry, but Canadian history is like a bit like boring. Because Canada's not really an old country, right? So
Yeah.
everything we learn in history class of Canada is always just Hudson's Bay and all these like different queens and Louis Riel. Like,
Also,
I don't
there's
know.
like Remembrance Day. Like we don't really have a Remembrance Day.
Yeah, we
like,
don't.
Yeah.
I think we have
Like,
like,
when we don't have like a
something.
day, because like I mean here we talk about like residential schools, but we don't really like talk about in Brazil like how there were used to be like slaves who like died because like these people from Portugal came and they just like said,
Yeah.
yeah, you're mine now.
exactly.
Like, and another thing,
And
Easter.
how, like-
Easter, they have huge Easter eggs in Brazil.
Oh my God.
Here we have Kinder eggs.
Yeah, they got the Kinder eggs, but in
There are-
Brazil, like
yeah.
you would walk
In
like
Brazil,
on the
there would be, like, these
supermarket
huge
1
eggs.
month even before like Easter, and there was like these huge eggs. There's
There'd
kind
be
of
like huge toys
there.
inside.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
and my mom-
crazy.
There are those like here, but they're always like the Kinder eggs, like you said.
Yeah,
so
Kinder eggs.
like they're like the Kinder egg ones, but there's no like themed ones. Like there's no like
Yeah.
Toy Story one or like a
Yeah.
SpongeBob or something.
There's
you
also
know?
like certain chocolate ones, you know. Like,
Yeah.
like there's
No,
the
but like
Kit
that,
Kat
the
one.
egg,
there's,
like
the-
in Brazil,
yeah.
is like huge, and I always miss those because we never get it, and it's like so different. Also, I'm pretty sure like that Mother's Day and Father's Day is different in Brazil than here.
Mother's Day is the same day.
Yeah.
But Father's Day is
Yeah.
different.
Different day. Yeah,
I don't know
Father's Day.
exactly what day it is, but yeah,
Yeah.
I'm 100% sure it's different.
But
Same
one
thing
thing,
with Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah,
Valentine's Day here
Valentine's Day.
is in February
14th.
and 14th, and in Brazil it's June 12th.
but like
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that actually. I just honestly like, I think I've lived here for like 7 years now. I just never really like paid attention most like to when Valentine's Day. I was like, oh my gosh, it's a day of love. Like,
Yeah.
Love. No.
yeah.
no, and like
It's the
one
day
thing,
that we get chocolate.
yeah,
We get chocolate.
what's really
yeah.
confusing is like the switch of like summer break, right? Because in Brazil it's like during like Christmas and stuff, and like January and like New Year's, and you go to the beach and you like celebrate like fireworks and stuff.
You
But
jump
here,
the waves.
yeah, like summer, nothing really like important happens. Like in Brazil, summer is like New Year's and stuff, but here
Yeah.
summer is just like a time of like
Just,
heat
like,
and stuff,
You
right?
just like you
Yeah.
just die because it's really
Yeah.
hot
Just like no
outside.
school.
Okay, and like New Year's, barely any people celebrate it here compared to Brazil,
In
where they have
Brazil,
like a whole like
I feel like there's so much
Yeah.
more like because I mean I heard that if you finish this like you finish like most of the things that you need to know before like December and stuff, you can have like November and December off and January too. So you have like 3 months.
Dang.
And then after they also don't have school in July. So they have like 4 months off, like the whole year, and then we have like a week of school. Like we don't have school like in
Yeah.
December. 2 weeks, right? 2 or like 1
Yeah,
week, and then we have
1 or
spring
2
break.
weeks.
So it's
Which
like
is like
3
a
weeks.
week, which is I think is why we
2
don't
months
celebrate
and like
April
yeah.
Fool as much because
Yeah.
it always falls like in
Oh, that's why we have Queen Victoria Day. It's just like filling in all the spots, like just like, oh yes, we need to like
Yeah.
just have a break.
Yeah,
like, you
plus
know.
there's always like those random like days that we don't have school.
Mm-hmm.
In Brazil, that would just not happen.
like one thing like here they have way less. I don't know about you guys. Like there's way less homework here in Canada than Brazil. Like
Yeah,
here they get most of their
way
work done at
less.
school, right? But like in Brazil they gave like a lot of homework. They even had like a homework book that they gave me in grade 1.
On the agenda,
Like, I don't know.
we got like the
Yeah,
the
the agenda,
agendas,
exactly.
and we had to always write down. Now remember that I always went before like a year before I moved to Canada. I used to go to this preparatory for like military school. And it would be like so much homework, but since I always also did gymnastics, I would never have time because I would practice a lot and I wouldn't have time to finish my homework, and usually it was like kind of like for the next day, and I just couldn't finish my homework.
Yeah. No, it was a lot more in Brazil. than
Yeah,
here.
I don't remember a lot because I moved when I was 6, right?
Yeah.
But I do remember like having an English class and like a Portuguese one because I went to a school called Maple Bear, and it was like
Oh, I know
English
which one
and
that
Portuguese.
is.
My cousins, they went to like that military school like that you probably like. They didn't go to the same one obviously, but like they did.
Maybe they might
Maybe
not.
they went. They lived in Goiânia, so.
Oh
it's-
yeah.
Yeah, no,
I went
probably
to
not.
Abaci, Vichy Rossi.
Yeah, well, they still go to those schools, and I heard they have like so much more homework and stuff. Like here,
Yeah.
It's just
when I
completely
was at
crazy.
school, they gave us little books to read at home. Like they'd say, "Here's your book. You have to
No,
finish
'cause I got
it.
the same
There's
thing too,
A
yeah.
to Z. Jack and Jill went up the hill to like I don't know. It's just like,
Yeah.
oh, I see B. B sees tree.
I
Like
think I still have some of those books at home, not gonna lie, because I kind of forgot to turn them.
Me
but-
too.
I have those like owl diary books. I don't know. Like there's so many different books. Like Frank the Turtle or whatever. I don't know.
Like I noticed that here, like with the whole like basically no homework thing, I remember that I was actually shocked when I came here, and like basically teachers give you the time to do your homework at school,
Yeah.
and it's like usually never to like just the next day,
Yeah.
and that like really like
Like it was never
surprised
due
me.
for me. Like I just had to read it. Like when I got home, I remember like that actually affected a lot with like my writing and stuff like that. Cause like I would read obviously, but I did not know how to write a lot. They give us like really simple homework. They didn't give us any math homework.
Yeah.
Like for us, my teacher, she didn't really like help me understand like math at all.
Yeah.
Like I did not know how to subtract.
That's why my mom, she had to like buy like this book,
Like-
right, for math, and then we had to practice every day because there's a whole different
Because
year.
of COVID. COVID was the year where I actually learned all the things that I didn't learn like the years before. Cause like
Oh.
my what happened was like I moved schools. I was gonna move schools and I was gonna go to grade 6, and then COVID hit, right? And then one day my mom realized, she asked me the question, right? And then I didn't know how to subtract. She was like, "What do you mean?" Like I was like, I don't know how to do that. And then she was like, "You don't know how to subtract." Then she called over like my stepsister and my brother, and they didn't know how to do like most math stuff too.
Yeah.
And then so like for the whole summer, my mom had this whole school schedule where I had to wake up at this time, do this at this time, and she had to go to work, like right. So like I would be doing math and stuff, and one of the things that we always did was Dreambox, or was like one of the or IXL or whatever, like anything that's like math.
Yeah.
And
Cool
one
math
of the
games.
one of the math
Yeah.
apps that I hated was Khan Academy.
oh, my mom made me do that too.
My mom-
but
okay.
she would do it for me like for fun.
Yeah, my mom, she made me do that. And she said, whenever you're confused, just watch a video. But like, I would
Yeah.
always fall asleep because they were always talking like,
Oh.
oh yeah, so like, if you bring
It
the
was
Yeah.
over there.
always so boring. I
and,
know. I remember.
and then I would do it. And the thing is that I'd be, for example, there are like these 4 questions that you have to do to complete it, right? And either like the 5th one or like the 4th one, if you got it wrong, you have to restart all the questions. And it'd be different questions.
Yeah.
Not
So-
like well actually like you could just like move on, but then you wouldn't have
You
to
could
get like
move on, but
you wouldn't get like the golden crown.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
wouldn't get the golden crown. My mom wanted me to get the golden crown. So you cannot move on until you finish this.
I would
so I'd
always-
redo it like 17 times and always fail. It was
No,
so
and like
frustrating.
the worst thing, right? I don't know about you guys, but I think like more like South American parents, right? They're like so like strict about you getting your work done. So like I'll ask my mom or dad for help, and then like it's the worst thing because I'll ask them for help and they'll help me, but like they'll make it difficult for me to do it. Right? Because like I get a question wrong, they're like, "What's 5 times 5?" I'm like, I don't know. Well, obviously like not nowadays. Like
Yeah.
back then,
I
like
know
what's
5
5
times
times 5?
5, guys.
And then they're like, I'm like, I don't know. And they're like, do it. What's 5 times 5? Like repeating the
Yeah.
question is not gonna help me, bro.
Yeah, they always like repeat the question again and again. It's kind of like
Yeah.
that's not.
Exactly. And then like
my
I
mom,
don't-
she won't do it. She will like explain it step by step. Like she will like be like, and the thing is, she will re-explain the step like 5 other different ways. Like
my
Literally,
I'll be like
yeah.
saying like, oh, if there are 5 apples and then you go it 5 times, I'm like, okay, I get it now.
And I'll,
No,
like,
okay,
be
no, and then now
crying.
if there are 5 oranges, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
It's orange.
Yeah.
Now about grapes, I'm like, okay, I
Yeah.
get it. It's like fruits, yeah. I get it now.
Yeah,
and
my parents do that too a lot. It's kind of like they
Mm-hmm.
ask the same question, and then when they try to explain it to me, and then like 3 seconds later, I'm like, oh no, actually I got it, and they're like, no, and they like keep explaining it to me, and I'm like, I'm good now.
Yeah, and then after once you figure it out, like they'll give you more to do. Like
Yeah.
they'll give you
Exactly.
more. Like
Instead of
okay,
being like,
now that you
"Oh,
know what 5 times
nice."
5 is, do all of this like whole worksheet right here.
Now do
Yeah.
Print it out, you know?
Like you're
Now
like a
do 5 times
mathdrills.com
10.
or something. Yeah.
Well, I mean, another question is like, did you guys know English before you moved to Canada, or did you guys like?
I actually did, because even before the preparatory for the military school, I went to this school, and it was like partner with this English school thing, and we would get lessons for like free. No, not free. I'm pretty sure, but there was like a promotion and whatnot. And then at some point they stopped doing this partnership together. But I had moved schools, so it's like, oh well, you know. And they gave us like, oh, if you were a next student from that school, you get a promotion to have English classes. And yeah, I did a lot of English before I came here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, so like my family, like originally, like my parents were from Brazil, right? Like originally they were like from more like the European area, so then they kind of stuck German down the road, right? So like I was speaking German when I was like, my first language was German, right? And then like my whole kid life was German. So when I moved to Canada, it was also like a German English school. So then kind of, it wasn't very difficult to learn English, because I was just like speaking German and ask my friends, or like friends, like the people in my class, what would that be in English, right? Or like I'll ask my other people here that I knew from Brazil. Like my uncle came here, right, and I'll ask him like, what's this in English, right? And then I'll
Wait, so how many languages can you speak?
3.
Yeah.
Wow, fancy.
But my German's like very rough nowadays, you know, because it's been a while since I speak German, because I don't go to German school anymore, so.
Well, I mean, I'm learning French, so I mean, like, my mom's all about French. She's
We're
always
gonna
like,
become a triple threat.
Yeah. My mom's like, you gotta learn French. It's gonna help you in the
My
future.
mom, oh my God, my mom says the same thing. She's like,
Yeah.
you're gonna learn French, and then maybe you'll go to Spanish, and then you can have like a lot of opportunities in life. And I'm like, can I just please take a nap?
Yeah.
So she's gonna sign me up for like classes and stuff now.
Me too.
Like, oh yeah, you gotta go. She's making me do it at school, at home, and like another class, and it's gonna be very interesting. Yeah, when I go to grade 9.
But like the French here in Canada was like really a shock, right? I was not expecting that to be like a French. I thought it was just English here, right?
Yeah.
That's what my parents had told me. They never told me it was French here. And then
But you did not tell me about this.
Yeah.
I think my parents also didn't tell me. They like slightly mentioned like, oh yeah, they speak another language there. And then I got here and it's like, oh, we also speak French. And I'm just like, sorry.
No, and then grade 5 comes along and they give me this French book and they're like, okay, we're gonna start French today. And everyone's like, okay. They're all like ready. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Excuse me?
Like,
I was
What
not
is
told about
this?
this. I'm not doing this. Like, I already speak 2 other languages. I'm fine with just those,
Yeah.
you know?
That's actually something that I always would say. So my mom's like, Mom, I already can speak 2 languages. I don't really need to learn another one.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'm good.
Some kids like they didn't know French either, like most kids, because like
Yeah.
they mostly know English. So like all we knew was ha 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 baguette or croissant. Like,
Yeah.
You know? That's what everyone would
Oui.
say.
Can't forget
Or we call them the French fries, like the French kids, the French fries or something like that, because like they're French, you know.
Like in one of my schools, we called it like the French immersion kids, the Frenchies.
The Frenchies.
We
the
call them the
Frenchies.
Frenchies.
But I swear, I don't know if you guys had this too. I guarantee you probably did. The most annoying thing, every time I meet someone and they ask me where are you like originally from, I don't say Brazil. They're always like, oh, can you speak Brazilian or say something in Portuguese?
I was about to say that.
Every
Speak
single
Brazilian.
time. I'm like, well, what do you want me to say?
Can you
Like-
speak Canadian? Can you speak Canadian?
Yeah,
Can you
exactly.
speak Canadian?
Like,
Which one? French.
And
or
like, what do you
English?
even want me to say?
Yeah,
you
they
know?
just
I
like,
don't
can
know.
you say something? And it's like,
Speak Brazilian.
do you want me
Yeah.
to say a swear word? Do you want me to say a greeting?
Oh my gosh! Can
like what?
What happens when I go to Brazil? My friends go like, say something, a bad word in English, and I'm like, why? So I can say it to my friends and not get in trouble.
Yeah.
So I can swear to my friends and people won't know.
Like
Yeah,
other
the teachers
Colombian-
can't say anything.
Yeah, I had like a Colombian friend at school, right? And then he'll like, around like when the teacher, like he's not at the teacher, he'll like swear at her in like English. And like not English, right, in Spanish. And then like, she won't even know, right? So it's like the funniest thing, because we'll be like just chilling in class and like, and then he'll like say the thing. And then the
Like,
teacher's
oh.
like, what'd you say? He's like, no, nothing. I was just saying at work.
What happened with my friends in class was like, there would be just some random guys in the class going on Google Translate, and they'd start putting things in Portuguese. So they'd be like, I'm going to lock you in your basement and stuff like that, and then just put it on blast.
Sorry, I'll be on your basement.
No, I'm
What?
going to lock you in my basement, or like your mom is like, I don't know, something like that. They just say
What
it.
kind of class do you have,
Yeah.
bro?
Yeah.
Whoa, go
Yeah,
back.
okay.
What is your classroom?
This
Yeah,
is,
it's not like, it's not pretty, and just saying that. But like anyway, they'd be putting like things like, oh yeah, you farted or whatever, you know. And then after I'd be like, oh my gosh, because they put it on speaker, and the teacher wouldn't know. There'd be some random kids in the corner. This is like in grade 7, so they'd be like playing the Android sound in the corner, and then after someone else would be playing like, play on the Google Translate and stuff, and I'd just be sitting in a corner like,
LOL.
Very funny.
The kids in my classroom right now know how to say bunda.
Oh.
And they
That's what they
randomly
asked me.
say it. And
They asked me, oh, how do you swear in Portuguese? And I'd be like, I don't know. I just like say,
you can say like anything.
Merda or whatever, you know, like something like that. And then after they would be like, they start screaming it in like the classroom. And then after the teacher would be like, what are they doing?
Literally.
I don't
Like my friends like the other day, right? They're asking me, how do you say this in Portuguese? And then they'll like walk around the hallway just like saying like.
Yeah, they do this. They're like,
and they'll like say it
And
so
I was
loud.
like,
I'm like, why? Like, bro.
like what? Why?
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, like if you could know a swear in another language, you'd just be like,
Swear in another language, but don't share it with people because the other people will know and then they'll swear at you.
Yeah, when
I
I
don't
knew English when I was like younger, like I knew it, like I was familiar with it because like I went to Maple Bear. So like my mom, she was all about English. So she started speaking English with us at home. So I'd just be like normal. Obviously like I knew how to speak it, but I didn't know how to speak it well. Like I know how to say things.
I know how to speak, not well, but I can speak.
Yeah, like I could speak it, but I sound like this. Oh, you are stupid. Like I sound like very like this. Like
a very,
Like
very
South
heavy
American.
accent.
yeah, South American. Like yeah, I'd have like a very weird accent, but I would know how to speak it. Like I'd be able to like say, oh, can I go to the bathroom or something? Like I didn't really know much. My brother did not know anything at all.
I remember that like the ones that we had at school because we also had some at school. All the time when you wanted to go outside to like drink some water, even like use the washroom, like I would ask the teacher like, oh, in Portuguese, like, oh, can I use the washroom? And she's like, sorry, in English, please. And I'm like,
this is what happens in French class. Okay, say it in French.
No, literally.
Toilette. Like it's the only thing I know in French.
she's like, can I please just go to the water?
Also, it's super funny how you say like, can I go fill up my water bottle? Because like I don't remember exactly how it goes. I think it's like, I think it's je peux rentier ma bouteille de l'eau.
I honestly don't know.
Everyone starts laughing when you say ma bouteille de l'eau.
That's actually funny.
Yeah, so like that was really fun. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much, our audience, for being here. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and to share with your friends. And have a good day. Thank you so much for watching.